This episode is brought to you by Naked Fig Soap. Shop over a dozen handcrafted artisan soaps locally sourced and made in Arizona using the finest non-toxic intentional ingredients. Naked Fig Soap also offers facial care products along with accessories like soap dishes, soap saver bags, and more.
Visit their website at nakedfigsoap.com and use code DRUMMINGUP, all one word, for 20% off online orders. And that is the best place to find her now.
Yes.
She doesn't really have a storefront so much as she has
As of right now.
Yeah, as of right now,
Yes.
she has her products in certain locations,
Yes.
which again is the best place to find her is at her nakedfigsoap.com website.
Yes.
Or her socials. Instagram is a great spot to find her. Ask her any questions where she's going to be at like a farmer's market.
Yes.
You can find all that out. Or
But coming up, she's
Yeah.
moving to bigger and better opportunities.
Yes, absolutely. And we're very happy to hear that because,
Yes.
you know, we just want to
She's
make
one
sure
of our
she's doing
favorite,
okay.
favorite companies.
Oh, yeah. Whenever we're getting low, we always place our order.
Yes.
You know, and again, use that code drumming up,
Yes.
all one word, to get that 20% off discount.
For sure.
nakedfigsoap.com. It'll be in the show notes. We'll have her website. And then the best thing to do is from the website, go find her socials, follow her. That helps her. And by you doing that, it helps us because we know you're listening and we know you're buying her great products. She also offers tattoo care and everything too.
Yes,
so
she does.
just a ton of stuff that she does. It's all locally made and everything. So what was that website again?
That is nakedfigsoap.com.
Using code drumming
Drumming
up,
Up.
all one word, for 20% off at checkout.
Hi there, this is Julian of Gorad, and you are listening to Drumming Up Conversation. Hell yeah.
Drumming up conversation. Drumming up, yeah. Drumming up, yeah. Drumming up, yeah. Conversation. Drumming up, yeah. Drumming up, yeah. Drumming up, yeah. Conversation. Drumming up, yeah. Drumming up, yeah. Drumming up, yeah. Conversation. Drumming up, yeah. Drumming up, yeah. Drumming up, yeah. Conversation. Yeah.
Right, there we
Yeah, I
go.
told you it's gonna be like forgetting Sarah Marshall. I'm just gonna pop in and be like, hello.
I love it.
All right, so we are with Warchild. He works at Aridus Winery.
Howdy.
Howdy.
Welcome.
All right, so Warchild, how did we get this? Point Break?
Absolutely. I was gonna say, I call it, I'm insolent and immature, but it's absolutely a Point Break reference. And it was a former coworker who was my manager at the time. And I can't recall exactly what led up to that moment, but, you know, she warned me and she said, you know, you need to back off. And I was like, no, kiss my ass. And she's like, back off, Warchild, seriously. And it stuck, and
Nice.
that's it.
Awesome.
Well, that's our probably top 3 favorite movies.
Yep.
So
There you go.
it's
just
one of
watched
those.
it the
Yeah,
other day.
yeah. We were just flipping the channels, like, well, now we're watching this until it's over. So
Oh yeah, dude, I'll probably watch that once a week.
Yeah.
If it's on, I'm not changing the
no,
channel.
exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely. Right on.
That's
Cool.
Very cool.
And you know, Patrick Swayze, of course, stole the show.
Oh,
But Gary Busey, it's like, come on, that was like perfect. You know, it's
Yeah,
like
for
Utah, give me 2.
They're always saying that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Also,
Yep. Yep. Whenever the kid picks up food for us, Utah.
Yeah. give me 2.
Give me 2.
Or if one of us is going shopping and they ask, "Oh, do we need this?" No, we got lots. We got lots.
Or when he's got the binoculars, he's like, Johnny, you there? You better not be trying to pick up any babes. Love it.
That's awesome.
Classic.
Yep,
Yeah.
for sure. Y'all seen a car radio anywhere? Or some kid just stole a radio out of my car.
Oh my God, we could turn this into like a whole episode of just.
Oh yeah.
You know what? Let's just reenact the movie right now.
Yeah.
We do have the,
100% Utah. All
we
right.
do have the script for it.
We do actually.
do.
We have a science
Perfect.
script for it. Yeah.
Yeah,
For
I
sure.
love it.
like Christmas
Yep.
that I got you.
Yeah, you got
Yeah.
it for us for Christmas. Yep.
Yeah.
Great gift.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
for
for
sure.
sure.
So, how long have you been at Aridus?
I'm going on 3.5 years.
Wow.
So yeah, pushing for, I think around February, that would be 4 years.
Wow. All right.
Wow.
Awesome.
Okay.
I'm loving every minute of it.
Oh yeah.
What's your position there?
Um, I'm just the little mercenary. I'm the slinger. I'm the little wine jockey. I did step in for a few months to manage, but that was during the pandemic, so that was more like just damage control. Um, but it's no joke. There's a lot going on there, and not that I'm incapable, but I'm just like, I know I should be in this spot as opposed to management.
What got you into the wine industry? Did you just kind of like looking for a job and it's like, all right, well, I'll give this a try?
Yeah, you nailed it. It was just purely coincidental, and it was convenient. So I left Southern California to come out to Phoenix to house sit for my family, and which I thought was going to be like a month, maybe 2 months, because they had put their house on the market. And after about the 3-month mark, I was like, I'm getting cabin fever, and I'm gonna go and just scope it out. And I love Old Town Scottsdale, and Aridus had a position open just as a bar back, little weekend warrior, and I would just help them out up front or in the kitchen. And yeah, so 3 hours on a Saturday or a Sunday turned into 7 days a week, open to close. But again, no complaints. I love it there. They take care of me. And just, I love the vibe, love the atmosphere, love the wine, obviously.
Absolutely.
What is your favorite wine? Do you have one?
I would Graciano, Montepulciano, but lately it's that damn Barrel Select Cabernet Franc.
Okay. We haven't done that one yet, but we had the Tempranillo. We got that one last week.
That's a banger too.
We had
That
that
Barrel Select.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
that's really good.
Yeah. Other than that, Pinot Noir too, and not specific to Aridus, but we had a Pinot Noir that 9 times out of 10, a customer would just check the nose, and they're like, not for me. And I'm like, just give it a sip. This is our little underdog. So I would back that up, and hopefully we'll do that again.
Yeah.
But time will tell.
For sure.
Is there anything besides wine that you like to drink?
Absolutely. Well, my go-to is mezcal, tequila,
Okay.
just a little bit of ginger. I'll do them straight, but what do they call it? Like a Mexican mule?
Oh, okay.
Uh-huh.
I do. So it's like the derivative of the Moscow mule. Love Belgian white ales.
Okay.
There was this wacky one. It was Icelandic. I'm not sure if you're familiar with it. I think it's Einstock, and it's got like these little crossed battle axes and a little Viking profile on it.
Okay, cool.
That was a beautiful thing. Kind of hard to find. I think maybe Total Wine might carry it, or Bevmo.
Okay.
So I was on that train for about 3 years straight, exclusively, and I was like, I'm not touching anything, and I was like, give me a damn beer. But the last time I had it, and I thought I just got a bad batch, it tasted like fucking soap,
Ew.
and I was like, this is a bummer.
Yeah.
Try it again. And so yeah, somebody fucked up, because that was my favorite. I'll give it another shot soon though.
Do you drink like whiskey, anything like that?
I can roll with whiskey.
The cool distillery in
Or
Tempe.
you should just
And I'm going
grab
to
that
show you this
bottle.
bottle real quick. I think you'll dig it.
Yeah, do it.
It's called Headbanger.
And it's made in Scottsdale.
It's made in Scottsdale. So
Hell yeah. Okay,
Right?
dope.
131 proof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now we're talking.
It's a little sipper. It's really good.
But yeah, it's all crafted out here. But there's a place called Arizona Distillery
In Tempe.
in Tempe, and they make gin, vodka, whiskey,
Bourbon.
I think we have some bottles
bourbon.
back there
Yeah,
too.
yeah, really, really, really good stuff.
Hell yeah. I
You
can
look for
dig
anything
it.
like that. It's some really good local stuff just down the street from where you're at too. So
Very good.
they sell it at Total Wine as well.
Mhm.
That's where we found it.
Yeah.
So
Right on, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only thing I won't touch specifically is this Australian rum, Bundaberg.
Okay.
It's got a damn polar bear on the label for some reason.
Because I think of that when I think of Australia for sure.
Right. But yeah, that was a bad night. So
Yeah, and those Antarctic kangaroos too.
Yeah.
yeah.
Crikey.
Love it.
Polar bear.
It's a polar bear.
So, has there been anything that has surprised you since you've worked at Aridus or in the wine industry?
Just Miss Lisa Street, who you're familiar with. Just her, high caliber and what she's doing, and the consensus too. I hear this probably 10 times a day. People come in, oh, I didn't know you could make wine in Arizona. So
Yeah,
that's like the most striking thing for me.
Yeah.
for sure. And we've been doing it for a long time too. So
Right?
We used to live in San Luis Obispo for years, surrounded by wineries. But
Oh yeah, you
nothing,
can't turn a corner without
yeah.
finding one.
but the wines that we had there, nothing compares to Arizona wine. Nothing
They're
does.
Right.
also bitter, I feel.
The
they have
California ones are really
weird
bitter.
finishes and stuff. Like here, it's
Mhm.
just smooth. All like what you taste at the beginning is what you taste at the end. So
Sure. Yeah.
and that's very, very, very important. So
Yeah, because it's funny, all my memories going wine tasting popped up, and it's
Mhm.
like, I can't believe we were drinking that, thinking that was the best
Right,
wine ever.
for sure. Yep.
Right.
so were you were born and raised in California then, or were you originally?
No, sir.
Yeah.
I was born in Orlando.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So I stayed in Central Florida up until I was about 22, 23.
Okay.
Split with my lady, who I was like a sneeze away from marrying, and I was just like, I cannot get far away enough from you, So, and I had a family member in Southern California, so I was like, got on the next plane.
Very cool. All right.
So are you a Florida man, Lynn?
I am Florida man. Yes.
All
I
right.
was-
I was
Y'all
like,
ever been to Gatorland?
Oh God.
What's that?
Y'all ever been to Gatorland
No.
No.
in Florida? Okay. Well, you don't need to. I'm not trying to sell it, but it's just this running joke. It's like, if one more thing in my life kind of seems like it's going south, I'm going to Gatorland and I'm going to be a lifeguard, even though that position doesn't exist. I'm just going to show up like with my little whistle and a boombox and just like post up.
Is that what everyone thinks when they say you say you're from Florida? Like, oh, so you're around alligators all the time, and you
Yes,
know,
sir. Yeah.
Same thing here. I was born and raised here. Like, oh, you don't know what water tastes like, do you? I'm like, yeah, no water at all in Arizona ever. It's just desolate desert with no water.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
There's this barren landscape.
Barren
Just
wasteland,
cactus.
yeah.
Tumbleweeds.
Moving too.
Yeah.
That's okay. I'm from the Bakersfield area in California, so everybody thinks I'm a redneck.
Sure, ma'am.
Well, when I tell people we're from the Central Coast, they're like, "Oh, so you know how to surf?"
No.
No.
Right.
Well, kind of, maybe a little bit.
I had to if my life depended on it. I'd jump on
Right.
one, but
No, I don't know how to surf. I don't even
We
try to
could
be
never
close
get
to the water.
onto the beach because there's always so many tourists there.
And then
Oh,
when
yeah.
we're tourists, there's shark
Sharks.
sightings.
That's when we like to go to the beach when there was shark sightings because no one was
no one's
there.
there.
Exactly.
Like
Yeah,
you do
and
know
they
that the
clear-
odds of it coming back are very, very rare now. Because if I
Sure.
found out it couldn't feed on anything, so it's going to go somewhere else. So thank you for the beach.
Yeah. for
Yeah.
Alright.
What type of music do you listen to?
Primarily metal, punk, thrash, crossover. That's like my bread and butter. But I can't do it all the time. So I would say just old school funk, because I could be having an awful day, and if I just put on like Parliament, Funkadelic, then I'm grinning and it's all sunshine and rainbows. But yeah, I would say mostly like heavier, especially like new wave British heavy metal.
Okay.
Mm.
That was my jam for a while. Kind of went dark and got into a hole, but I've kind of shaken that a little bit. Still appreciate it all, but I can't, put my headphones on and listen to that all day, every day.
Okay. Fair enough. Do you play any instruments?
Used to. So my grandfather gave me his, I think it was like a it was like an 82 American Strat. I was 7 years old, didn't know what to do with it. So I'm just like poking it, and like twisting the knobs, and okay. Eventually got into that. I would say it was maybe 14. That's when I started playing guitar. And then when I turned 15, my parents got me a drum set. And I was like, this is where it's at. And I was like, this is what I'm going to do now. I was so hyperactive. And like, they were like, he has to do this. And he needs an outlet. But they made a mistake because I did not stop playing. So my dad would come home from work and he's like, little man, he's like, I just had a really long day. You're going to have to stop right now. And I was like, no, I'm just getting started.
I get that. Yep. Same here.
We have the way our house is set up, we have like a family room and a living room, but our family room's a recording studio, and Justin's drums take up almost the whole room.
Oh yeah, you just like inching around.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. On all the mics and everything too, because it's always hot essentially. That if I want to sit down and play, I'm ready to record. So yeah.
But it's really cool because we have 18-foot ceilings in that room, so we get a lot of really
Big
good
drum
recording in it.
sounds.
That kicks ass.
Yeah.
I can dig that.
Acoustics.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, because I mean, old bands like Zeppelin used to record in churches for that reason.
Right. There's vaulted ceilings and
Vaulted
just like that
ceilings,
openness. Yeah.
Enough echo, but where it's not going to kill the sound. So
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Our neighbors like us.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And we always, after he jams, we're like, you're welcome, neighbors, for that great
Mhm.
yeah, pretty much.
The next time you go outside, every surrounding home just has a for sale sign up front.
Oh, we would love that. If they
Yeah.
would just move, that'd be great.
As soon as you know people are looking at the houses next door, to
Just
just go and
start
play.
playing. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, we changed our mind.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Although one time some kid did leave a note on our door. Is this the house that plays the drums? You're really cool. Like,
Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was before you were here. Yeah.
When was that?
Oh, what? Maybe a year or so after we
Yeah,
moved
about
out here.
7-8
So,
years
yeah,
ago. Yeah, for sure.
Quite a while
For
then.
sure. Yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah. Definitely.
What's the best concert you've ever been to?
Shoot. Oh man. Well, there's one that stands out. Not necessarily like just blowing me away, but more like just the value of it. So I was at Jenny Springs up in Gainesville, which is heaven on earth in my opinion. So I just came off of a rad weekend of camping and swimming down the river. And the couple days prior to, I was working at Harley Davidson Orlando, and I called in a radio contest, and I won tickets to Judas Priest.
Wow.
And which was my favorite, and I was like, shoot, so we're gonna go camp in Gainesville, and I gotta go all the way down to Tampa. And I was like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna rally. And Rob Halford, even to this day, and have you listened to what was it, Firepower?
Uh-huh.
That's the
new
latest
one.
release.
Oh man. Oh, there's some killer songs on that.
Yeah, it's like, excuse the shit out of me. You guys are still doing this. So that was probably 2010. Huge arena. The name escapes me, but the kicker was one of my best friends, who I'm gonna send your way. You need to talk to this cat.
Okay.
Was seated right behind me, like by design, by his ticket.
Huh.
In an arena. It wasn't a small venue. This was like a giant stadium.
Yeah. And
he was right behind me. So we're just dumping beers all over each other's heads. We got Judas Priest blasting. Yeah, so yeah, that was it. Judas Priest for sure.
That's one I have not seen yet. Surprisingly, because he lives out here too. You think I would.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We're hoping he plays Arizona Bike Week
Mhm.
maybe next year.
Oh, well, I mean, that's a no-brainer. He has to do that.
He has to. Yeah. Especially with the whole motorcycle thing. So
Right?
yeah, definitely so.
Do you like Godsmack?
I do. I'm not super familiar with their entire catalog, but yeah, I dig them.
Just because we told Ian the story 3 years ago, Godsmack played at Arizona Bike Week.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when we decided to get married. So we got married at Bike Week under the KUPD radio tent. And
I
then
love it.
Jack played our reception.
I love it. No way.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
That
and
is so
everyone was
righteous.
Like, what's going on
So
over
we
here?
had like 100,000 people at our wedding reception.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're coming up. They're like, "Hey, do we get a little gift bag on our way out?"
Well, it's funny
That many-
because we were under the KUP tent getting married, and people were coming up to us and saying, "What kind of free merchandise do you have?" We're like,
We're getting married.
"We're just
Yeah.
gonna get married. We don't have anything to give you."
And people were like, huh,
They were
that's
like,
weird.
"Huh?"
Yeah, they were really cool
okay.
about it. So we went up to the guy in the truck, like, "Hey, is it cool if we do this?" And we told him everything. We were just like, "Oh, hell yeah."
Yeah,
Like,
dude.
all right. Like, we'll tag you all in it. Make sure you guys get the recognition. He's like, "Fuck yeah, man.
I
Sweet."
love it.
Like, all right. Cool. Like, we got KUPD's blessing and everything. This is great. Absolutely great. So
And not just that, you had your pretty much your bachelor and
Oh, yeah.
bachelorette
Have
party
you,
like
have you
right
ever been to Bike
before.
Week?
I have not. No.
Oh.
Not out here. Not out here.
They have the indoor saloon that they just hire strippers to work it. So he literally got his
Love it.
bachelor party prior. Then we got married, had the reception, then went back to the saloon, had an after party.
yeah, it was
What
like
a
a one-stop
dream.
shop for a wedding, man.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
you get all,
it was.
you won't want to have to just stay at one place and do everything you need to do for all this. Go ahead and just come to Bike Week.
Yeah.
No.
Bachelor party, after party. Yeah.
Good lord. That would have been like sensory overload for
Oh,
me.
yeah.
It's like, is this real? Is this really happening?
That's kind of how I was. I'm like,
Yeah.
this can't be real. This is awesome. This-
Yeah.
That one
we're doing this under
stripper-
one tent.
and that one stripper was so cute, and then she was like, "You need more glitter," and just like
Oh, yeah.
glitter
She
bomb
glitter
both of
bombed
us.
For like the next week, we all glitter all.
I know,
we
there
could
was
not
just
get it out.
glitter
It was like sand from the
everywhere.
beach. Like we could
Yep.
not get it out.
I think there's still glitter on that top I was wearing that
Probably.
day. I'll pull it out, and I'm like, "Why is it sparkly?"
You're still picking them off.
Not today.
Are there any concerts that you're going to see this year?
Nothing on deck, sister. Well, coming up, like George Clinton is doing the One Nation Under a Groove tour, and I think that's on the 12th at the Marquee. I wanted to check that out, but time will tell. Other than that, no. I mean, are there any like major like fests that are coming out on deck that you've
We're
seen?
going to try to see Wasp.
Yeah, Wasp
in
is
October.
playing in October at I think the Marquee as well.
Yeah.
So
Right on. Yeah,
That's-
I'm down for that one.
yeah, so that's
And
right.
then
up
there's
our
me in the opposite direction. I'm like, Stevie Nicks is gonna be at Auction.
Oh, well, I'd
alley.
love
That'd
about
be
that.
fun. Yeah, that'd be
Yeah,
a
she's gonna be
blast.
at Auction
that-
September, October, I think.
Is that the outdoor
That's
one?
the outdoor one.
Oh,
That's the
well,
only downside.
yeah, I mean, might start cooling off then. That's
Yeah.
just in the middle of July. From May to August, I will not go to that venue. I will die. I will die.
I'll be damned. I'm not doing it.
Yeah. Yep. I did it when
Well,
I was
we
in
But
my
yeah, she
20s,
just-
but no.
Because I texted you,
Yeah.
what, like 2 weeks ago, maybe?
But we thought Marilyn Manson would die out there too, but he didn't.
Yeah. That guy,
He's
Yeah.
still going.
he's still going. So good. You got one
All
there?
right. If there is anyone you could bring back, like from retirement or artists that pass, like a solo or band, who would it be? Like, do you have someone like set in mind? Like, God damn, if they're still alive, they're who I want to see. Or if they would come back out of retirement for like one last like final tour.
Mm. Well, we all know the answer to this, do we not? It's gonna be Pantera, just
Yeah.
in their prime.
Yeah.
I never got the chance.
Me neither. I had one opportunity. And my parents said, "No, we're going to Connecticut instead." Like
Mm-mm.
New Year's
Was
Eve show.
Eating lobster and looking at yachts, and you could have been seeing Pantera.
Yeah, it was the New Year's Evil show in '98, I think it was. They
Shoot.
played at the where the Diamondbacks play.
Yeah.
And I was like, "No, I have my tickets." And they're like, "No, we're going back east to visit family." Like, but I can do that next year.
Exactly.
Little did I know, 2 years later they would break up, and then 4 or 6 years later he'd be shot and killed. So
Shit.
yeah.
Yeah. So that's it. That would be it right there. Oh shoot, I was thinking too hard about that one. Could I do 2 more?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. No limit.
Chuck from Death.
Okay.
Chuck Schuldiner, if I could see Death, and then John from Dissection,
Okay.
because kind of similar to what you were saying about Pantera. I was going to go see Dissection, and I think they were playing. I would have had to go to Europe. Like this, I had to plan this whole thing out. This is going to be a big move, and I was either like I couldn't get the money together, or I, just got busy, and I was like, oh, I'll just see him next time. But then he, ended it, and never got the chance to see them. So I would say absolutely number 1, Pantera, number 2, Death, and then 3, Dissection.
Nice.
Are you familiar with Hell Yeah?
Oh yeah. It was just Vinnie Paul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we got a chance to see them and meet Vinnie Paul. And then the singer Chad Gray just used to live like a mile away from us here in Queen Creek.
I ran into it Fry's when I was working there one day.
No way.
He was at the pharmacy. I'm like, oh no shit.
He just
Yeah.
Yeah.
he just
I walked
moved
up
like
to
a
him.
year and a half ago.
Yeah,
He
and I
moved to
have
Vegas.
I have a Hell Yeah tattoo.
Yes.
And I walked up to him. I'm like, hey man, I'm a big fan. We ended up talking for almost an hour.
Dude, that's fucking righteous.
We're walking up and down like the shopping aisles and stuff, just talking about music and life and stuff. Like, wow, this is
Because he's cool as shit.
Oh yeah, they
For
they
sure.
all were.
Yeah, in person, he was and I got some buddies that were actually like hanging with him regularly. Like they would, go meet him like at a strip club, or they would be at the Rainbow or something. And it wasn't just like one of those little meet and greet type deals. He's like, hey man, I'm gonna give you my number and we should hang out sometime. And it's just like, man, you're cool as fuck.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, they were all great. So
Speaking of the Rainbow, we got to see Adrenaline Mob in Hollywood at the Roxy, and it's Mike Portnoy, Mike Orlando,
Russell
Allen, and then John Moyer.
John Moyer from Disturbed.
Yeah.
Very good.
So they ate at the Roxy prior to the show, like at the table right next to us. That was one of the coolest concerts we've ever been to.
We talked to him before the show, and yeah, it was really
Love it.
We've had some great experiences at concerts.
For sure.
Yeah. Y'all sound lucky. Well, that's the thing when like people are cool and they're like shaking the image off and they have no ego, and it's like just rapping with your fans and like just being a genuinely cool person.
Yeah,
For sure.
and I know how to talk to them as well, being that I've been doing that for a long time as well. I know how to approach these kind of people as well. You don't just run up to them and oh my god, you just say, hey,
With a camera out.
yeah, like, hey, how are you doing today, man? Like we're here for the show, we're excited to see you, but we'll just start talking to them.
Because there's that
it's that
time in
simple.
Fresno when we
Oh,
were
yeah.
going to see
Robbie Merrill.
Godsmack.
We saw Robbie Merrill, the bassist from Godsmack, and I just went up and started talking to him. I didn't, whatever.
Because no one knew who he was.
Yeah, he was walking through the whole the whole.
I think we were
was,
getting merchandise. Like it was right around there.
Yeah, it was a state fair, and he was just walking around like, man, come on, like I'm not gonna live with myself if I go. I didn't say anything to him, and I could have.
Exactly. Yeah.
He was really, really cool. I've had nothing but good luck so far with meeting people because it's all in the approach.
It's taking the right approach. That's key.
Yeah. And you don't ever ask like, hey, can I get a picture with you? Don't do that. Just talk. Just talk.
Just keep it real.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because usually they'll be the ones that'll be like, hey, do you want a picture or something?
Yeah,
That's
and
who it's that.
If
Like,
they offer.
A lot of times that's what'll happen. Like, hey man, you want to get a picture real quick, savor the moment? Like, absolutely, cool, right on.
If you don't mind, thank you for offering.
Yeah, exactly. So
Do you ever have any celebrities come through Aridus?
Oh, that's wild. There should have been one at least by now.
I think especially in that being in the area.
Right. No, not that I've been present for. Not that I know of.
Interesting. All right.
Well, that sucks.
All right. So yesterday we were talking about the grinder sandwich thing.
Yes.
Yeah. Are you a big foodie? You like history of food and all that stuff?
I appreciate the history. I wouldn't consider myself a foodie, but no. Let's get this. What legendary Luigi Labella?
Well, yeah, I think he was still very much speaking it with a heavy accent, so I think it got misconstrued. But it's DeBella.
Okay.
I think they probably heard Labella just how he talked. I can hear because I knew him for like the last 10 years of his life or so I could kind of hear how they would get that.
Right.
DeBella. but either way is fine. It's still a cool name.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Pretty much beautiful, so I dig it.
Yes.
I'm cool with that. Yeah, he was
Great granddaddy grinder.
yeah, he was crazy cool, man. Like I mean, I only knew him when he was in his 90s. He lived to be 101 years old, but I knew him in
Okay.
his 90s, and the guy was still sharp, just
Yeah.
sharp as a tack. And
That rules,
yeah, I
man.
mean, he was talking to me about how it all started, and I got to hear all those stories. But it was cool finding newspaper clippings to really confirm it. 'Cause
Oh
a lot
yeah,
of
that
people can tell
article
you
that you
stories.
sent.
Yeah, a lot of
Yeah.
people can tell you stories and all that, but it's like, no, this can be traced back all the way to, back east and stuff, back in the early 40s and all that. So
Yeah. And I love that when he was quoted, when he was speaking about trying to save on rent, so he slept in a stairwell.
Yep.
And he's like,
Yeah.
it was great. I was
Yeah.
cool. And it's like, okay, that's the quote.
Yeah, he was happy to be here. He,
Yeah.
like everyone else back then, came in on Ellis Island and just, if you coughed once, you're sent back, and then you're you're not allowed in your own country or this one. And yeah, just getting here alone, it was just hearing that story was incredible. So
No.
yeah,
I was thinking, thank you for sharing.
for sure. Yeah,
Well, did you see me in person? Like I lit up.
yeah,
when you
I
told
know.
me.
I was just yeah. Wait, what? Yeah, it's really cool. I mean, I love sharing it. All my coworkers, I'm like, they're talking about getting sandwiches here, and I'm like, I haven't had a great sandwich out here. We're like, well, what do you mean? I'm like, listen, my great grandfather invented this, so me finding the right one that tastes the way it should is very difficult.
Sure.
At least out here in my family's restaurant, back east and stuff, they get it all imported from the right areas, and it's the right meats, the right breads, and all that stuff. And so I've had it that way, and it's just I
Yeah.
haven't really found one out here, unless really we do it ourselves, that I've really liked. So
They all just fall short because you
Yeah,
had
it's
them perfect by
yeah, 'cause-
design.
yeah,
They're
and
doing-
they try to do too much to it. It's like it's real simple. It's olive oil, vinegar, meats and
Meats, cheese,
cheeses,
bread.
and just the
Mhm.
right bread, and that's it. You don't
Yeah.
have to throw a bunch of pickles and olives and all this other stuff. It's just a simple sandwich, and it
Yeah.
doesn't have to be where you have to break your jaw to eat it either. So
Exactly.
yeah,
Love it, brother.
yeah,
It's funny though. After you had sent me the article and I was
Mhm.
scoping that out, and yeah, of course I believe you. It just reminded me. Are you all fans of Larry David at all? And
Justin's never seen Seinfeld.
okay, what? I mean, it's not for everybody, but it's like, come on now. Okay, well, no, there was this episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Mhm.
Any fans at all? Just this one little clip, and Larry David's talking to this guy, and he goes, "Oh, my grandfather invented the Cobb salad," and you just see Larry David, and he's like, "Uh-huh," and then so he starts going into detail, and he goes, in front of everybody, he's like, "Yeah, that's a nice little bullshit story you just told." He refuses to believe it. He won't let it go. But anyway, it just that clicked with me.
Well, I just found out that club actually means something for sandwich.
Yeah.
Chicken
Chicken,
and lettuce
lettuce.
under bacon.
Yeah.
Huh.
Wow. Okay, I just learned something new.
I was like,
Really?
oh,
Yeah.
it's not
Huh.
just like it was like a club and I made sandwich. No, it's CLUB really. Yeah.
Wow.
Like,
Okay.
huh.
Oh,
All
that's
the
like a
years I've been thinking it's just, oh, cool. It's just club salad or clubs, whatever, or club sandwich, whatever. Like, oh no, it means something. It's
Yeah.
chicken and lettuce under bacon. Okay. So if anyone ever does like the bacon on the bottom, they're doing it wrong. So
okay.
so if you ever
Well,
get one at a restaurant, they have the bacon underneath everything. Say, no, send this back. This is
I'm
wrong.
sending it back. Well, I think Mitch Hedberg, the comedian, he had a bit on that one, and
Okay.
he's like, I love a club sandwich, man, and he goes, I didn't even sign up for the club. I don't know how I keep getting away with it. It's like, okay,
I would have thought the same thing.
yeah,
Yeah, it's just like an underground thing at one point, and then it became, just regular. No,
Yeah.
has a meaning to it.
The History Channel has a lot of great shows that are like the history of or the foods that built America, the cars that built America, the drinks that built America.
right.
A lot of great shows.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's
I need to scope that out.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
really cool. It's even if you just pick, one that you really want to watch. The food one was really, really cool because it covered
It covers
cookies.
a
So
lot.
Candy.
like Hershey, when he started, he had no idea how to create chocolate. He had no idea. He just went and built it.
Just went winging it.
and made
Yeah.
chocolate.
And then built a whole town.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
built a whole town for his. He was like, well, if my employees live closer to work, I have more productivity.
And they have
So
their
he bought-
family here.
He
and,
built a whole
yeah.
town for them.
He's sensible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
Good
But
man.
he had no clue how to make chocolate when he started. It just sunk millions of dollars into something he had no clue about.
Back then, like in the
Yeah.
early 1900s, like that's billions.
Courageous.
Now. That's ballsy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
What about movies? What kind of movies do you like?
I love Italian horror.
Are you
love
an
comedy.
Argento fan?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
She has a big
Mr. Dario
collection.
Argento,
Yeah.
Mr. Lucio Fulci.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, all of that. Zombie, like the original, like like Just with the Eye.
Yeah.
That one, if you watch it, is probably the most realistic zombie movie, in my opinion. But yeah, I mean, like, Suspiria.
Mhm.
I would say my favorite though, and it's not even that great of a movie. Like, I think like the critics are like kind of up and down about it, is the original Pet Cemetery. I love the book, but that it's just like, it's so insidious to me, and watching it's like, it's still like terrified. It terrified the shit out of me when I was a child, but going back to watch it now, it's just like almost suffocating. It's like, shit, I gotta make it through this scene again. But
Come play with me.
No, the scene
Yeah.
I always hated in Pet Cemetery was the sister with spina
Oh,
bifida
yeah.
or whatever
Zelda.
that she had. That always
Yep.
freaked me out. And it
And
was
you know
just kind of
that-
like random, like it was just thrown in there. I was
Right.
like, oh, I don't like this.
Mhm.
Uh-uh.
and she's just creeping. She goes, Rachel,
Uh-huh.
Rachel. And her back
Uh-huh.
is all twisted.
All twisted.
No, thank
around.
you.
Uh-uh.
No.
Uh-uh.
I work
And then
I work at an animal shelter though, so a lot of times when cats come in, I'm like, oh, that looks like church, and no one
little
has
church.
a clue what I'm talking about.
Aye.
Yeah.
getting
Justin's not
chills
really
thinking
into
about
horror movies though.
I've lived in haunted houses most of my life, so it takes a lot to scare me. I have lived
Okay,
in
well,
houses
there you
where
go.
I'm the only one home, the animals are downstairs with me, and I hear a bunch of shit going on upstairs, door slamming and stuff. I'm like, I'm out.
Yep.
And there's just a Justin-sized hole in a wall somewhere. I'm out.
Well, just
So-
maybe 2 months ago, we were watching TV, and at night when we watch TV, we only have the TV on. We always keep the lights off and everything, and we have a open concept where it's kitchen, dining room, living room,
Mhm.
and everything's open, but we keep everything dark. And we were watching TV, and all of a sudden, was a spaghetti squash
Yeah.
flew off our counter across the kitchen.
Nope.
Yeah.
And Justin was like, what was that? I'm like, well, that was our spaghetti squash. And now it's just like, no big deal.
Yeah.
I say, what was that? It's like, that's your cue to go. We're staying at the hotel tonight. We're calling the priest.
I've lived in worse. I've seen a lot worse.
Yeah.
I've had doors slam. I've had it where I couldn't get out of doors, stuff like that. So that's
Uh-uh.
takes a lot. So horror films, I'm kind of like, yeah, I've kind of
they're
lived this.
fun.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
You're like, oh, that's nothing.
I mean, I'll watch it, but it's like it doesn't really do much for me. I've kind of seen a lot of it, and I mean, being out here too, there's so many haunted areas out here too, just
Sure.
to visit.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
so I'm like,
Y'all ever stay at the Grand Hotel in Jerome?
He
No,
won't.
he won't. See,
Just-
I like
Well, 'cause-
Jerome.
I'm worried about it because you can tell him the story about California when I had that kid follow me all the way there when I moved out
Yes, so when
Shit. Wait, hold your horses. May I? Can I run real
there.
quick?
Yeah, you're good.
Conversation got a little too scary. No.
no, so Justin and I met in California. I was working at the San Luis Obispo County Animal Control, and he was working at the Humane Society that was right next door. So we met, fell in love, whatever. I asked him to move in with me, and he brought something with him that I wasn't expecting, and it was a little girl, a little Victorian girl.
Oh, Victoria, that's where I'm
Yeah.
going. But
So, eventually Justin met some guys they were starting a band, and we had the guitar player over to my house
singer.
or our house, or singer.
the lead
Okay.
singer, yeah.
That's right. And so the house that we lived in San Luis Obispo was over 100 years old, and it actually had skeleton keys for the doors. It was so old.
And it was in Little Italy.
It was
too.
in the Little Italy district of San Luis Obispo. So we have this singer over one day, and he was like, "Hey, I'm thirsty. You guys got anything to drink?" We're like, "Yeah, there's some beer in the fridge. You know where it's at. Go grab it." And he comes back into the living room just white as can be. And he said, "What's with the little girl in your kitchen?"
Shut the hell up. No.
And then one night, Justin woke me up, and he's like, "There's a girl standing at the foot of the bed." I'm like, "I can't see." He's like, and he can't see at all
I'm
without his
blind
glasses,
without my glasses, but I could just it was
But
just,
he's like,
yeah.
"She's there at the end of the bed." I'm like, "I can't see her." But then every now and then after that, we would see like little. Have you ever seen Bloodstone? It's a vampire movie set in Romania.
Oh, it's a really
No.
good vampire series.
And they had these things on there called fledglings, and they were these little creatures. So
Uh-uh.
I started seeing those in the house.
Fuck off. Nah.
Creepy.
So back when I was growing up out here in Chandler, off of like Warner and Alma School, my mom would watch one of her friends' kids. And one day the kid was taking her nap, and my mom was just watching TV or whatever, and she could see down the hallway where the kid was. And there's all of a sudden the kid that she thought she was babysitting was just standing at the end of the hallway in this like blue Victorian dress or whatever. It's like, "Hey, you need to go back to bed. You're supposed to be napping." And the kid just disappeared. And she's like, "The hell?" And then after that, every once in a while, we'd hear water running, like the bathtub would turn on, shit
Right.
like that.
All the
And-
classic shit.
Yeah, and so for one, I think she was drowned, or at least she drowned. I don't know if she was someone drowned or she drowned on her own or whatever. But
Right.
Water was
apparently,
involved.
she followed me on a few of my moves and stuff, because it just was weird that the same things were happening every house I would live in and stuff after like my adulthood on my own, stuff like that. So eventually she followed me there. I don't think she's come back with us.
Yeah.
Right. So it's been a while since she's visited.
We left there.
So the very last night that we stayed in San Luis Obispo, Justin and I were on our way back from Arizona because we just secured the house here and everything, got jobs and everything. We were getting ready to move. The kid was
was
watching.
house-sitting.
She was watching the dogs, and at about 11 o'clock at night, there started to be some electrical issues at the house, and the hall light went off, and the kid was like, "Fuck this! I can't stay here anymore."
Yeah, I was like, I hope you guys are here soon, because I'm not going to be here when you get here.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
She left around 11 o'clock at night, and we got home about 3 o'clock in the morning. When we got there was scratch marks all over the house from the dogs because something freaked them out so bad that they literally tried to get out of the house.
That's fucking wild.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially with dogs.
They
Like
were
that's an
traumatized
indicator.
when we got
you know.
home.
Well, that we think like the entity maybe knew we were moving and was afraid that wasn't be able to come back with us. Like I don't know what the hell happened, because we've been talking the last few days about moving, and then we finally came out here to secure everything, and kind of we were talking in the house about the date we were moving in, just all that stuff going on. So if it was there, it would have hurt. It was just crazy.
It was listening.
Yeah, it was nuts.
But now here, every now and then, we will watch an episode of Ghost Adventures that's based in Arizona. So like we watched their episode on the domes, we watched the Yuma prison, but every time we watch one, something weird happens here. Like our internet will go out or a light bulb will burst.
Right.
We can't even watch them anymore.
That's not coincidental.
Yeah. We had my old keyboardist lived with us for about a year, and we would be watching one time, and he'd be in his room playing on his computer and stuff, because I was playing computer games and stuff. And we watched one night, and all of a sudden we hear click, click. He's like clicking his computer, and he's like, "What the hell happened? My computer just shut off completely for no reason." He has one of those ones that he built himself, and it shouldn't do that unless he tells
like
it
a
to.
high system, yeah.
And we're like, so we just watched this show, and when we watch it, shit happens, but we don't want to say anything.
And then I think the lights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Well, stop watching those." I'm like, "Yeah, we're probably gonna stop watching those now."
Well, there's a time when I think I wasn't at work or something, and I was watching it, and for whatever reason, I think you texted me or you had come home from work, and you're like, "You better not be watching that ghost shit and starting stuff." I was like guilted into stopping. I was like, "Fine."
Grab the remote, fucking turn it off.
Yeah,
now.
don't watch this. It's not worth it. It's not.
Oh, and on that line, aliens. What's your thought on aliens?
I think that anyone who says that aliens don't exist are absurd and ignorant.
Yes.
I have yet to see one. I would probably shit myself if I did, but I'm mega curious. And I mean, there's signs globally, all around the world.
Okay.
And yeah, come on now.
For thousands of years.
For this whole vast universe that we're the only intelligent or living beings. Yeah.
Well,
No.
especially the stuff that's happened out here. The Phoenix Lights alone was the highest watched phenomenon
Exactly.
that ever happened with anything like that.
Right, that
tons of
phenomenon.
people, thousands of people saw it.
Oh,
Kurt Russell saw it.
yeah.
Kurt Russell. Yeah, there we go.
Was flying into Phoenix. He was the first one to report it.
Yeah. He's like, there's some
no
strange
way.
lights in
Yeah.
the sky and we're going to run into them. We want to let you know. And like, well, we don't have anything on our radars. They're like, they're right in front of me. And I guess Oliver was with him. Oliver Hudson was with him.
Mhm.
He's like,
Yeah.
we both saw it.
Like, this is real.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something's
Yeah.
there. They're not getting on their radar. So
No.
what the hell?
I would just imagine Kurt Russell like on his little CV. He goes, you know what old Jack Burton does when he sees an alien? That's wild.
I basically asked about what kind of movies you like because we just before the interview we watched the prequel to Predator called Prey, which
never
it was
did.
Oh,
really
yeah,
good.
well, Yeah, that's relatively new, right?
Yeah, it came out Friday. Yeah.
Oh shoot. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna
really
check
cool.
that out.
It, it goes back to what 17,
17,
19, and it's indigenous people and they encounter the predator. It's really cool.
Yeah.
Love it. Yeah. Well, that's what I'm doing tonight. That's what I'm watching.
Nice. Nice. And it's not super long either, so you don't have to like set a lot of time aside for it.
It was
so.
like what, an hour and a half?
Yeah, like about an hour and a half because like 10 minutes of credits. So yeah.
Right on. I can dig it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right on.
sure.
All right.
All
Wanna
right.
ask your last
So,
one.
last question, since the podcast is called Drumming Up Conversation, who is your
Mhm.
favorite drummer?
I'm gonna just go with Gene Hoglan,
Oh, the atomic
But-
clock.
the Atomic Clock. Yes, sir. He's just like never a disappointment. Seems like a great guy. I've never met him, but maybe Paul Bostaph. He's got a pretty sick resume.
Okay.
Forbidden, Slayer, Exodus, Vinnie Paul, of course.
Yeah, for sure.
Love Motorhead, so Phil Taylor,
Or Mickey D was great with him too.
absolutely. There's this little Japanese cat. Have you heard of Viscera Infest?
No. Yeah.
Okay. Shoot, I meant to write his name down because I would absolutely butcher it. Yakushiji? Yakushiji?
Okay.
Looks like a young dude, and I am not convinced that he's human. I think he was created in a Japanese laboratory.
Okay.
I don't think he sleeps. This dude does not stop. And check him out. I mean, he's got clips on YouTube. If you type in Viscera Infest, I think even before like their title tracks or albums show up, like in the autofill, it's just Viscera Infest drummer, because everyone's like, this kid isn't real. And yeah, you got to check them out.
Nice. All right. Yeah, definitely. We wrote it down. We'll definitely check that
Always
out.
looking for new music.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Especially good.
And somebody left a comment too, like he's got a wacky setup. Like, of course, it's his preference. He knows what he's doing and where he's going to strike. But he had like one of his toms probably a foot above his head, and somebody commented, and they were like, "That tom is so high that it would absolutely fail a drug test."
Nice. All right. Well, thank you, Warchild. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much. It's
And
been a
this will,
pleasure.
this will air Wednesday.
Si bueno.
I will send you the link to it and all that once it posts and everything.
Yes, sir.
Is there anything you wanted to say to everyone before we let you go?
Just thank you. Appreciate y'all.
Of course. We'll be seeing
And I'll
you
see y'all soon.
Yeah, we'll be there.
Absolutely.
I think we're going to be there Friday. My
Friday.
parents want to check it out. So,
Woohoo!
yeah,
It's just our new favorite place.
Yeah.
it is. Yep.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, we love having y'all.
All right.
And I got you a table. Just keep in touch.
Yeah,
Oh,
All
for
right.
sure.
Definitely.
Sounds great.
Awesome.
All right. Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Drumming up conversation.